Hey everyone, this is Joseph from Journey to Med School. Today I will talk all you need to know about the SAT. So what is the SAT? The SAT is called the Scholastic Aptitude or Assessment Test and is a standardized test administered by the College Board. It is designed to measure the natural talent and aptitude, mainly of high school students, in universally core subjects and skills: reading, writing, grammar, and math. The test is divided into two main sections, namely the evidence-based reading and writing section and the math section. Each section is further divided into subsections that focus on more particular skills. The evidence-based reading and writing section is divided into a reading comprehension part and a writing and grammar part. Following the completion of the evidence-based reading and writing section, a student moves on to the math, the first part of which no calculator is permitted, as it is shorter and focuses on generally more easily comprehensible mathematical concepts, and the second part of which a calculator is permitted, as it is longer and is geared towards slightly more elaborate and advanced concepts. Now, the SAT is graded on a scale ranging from 400 to 1600 points. The reading and writing portion is worth 800 points, as well as the math section. The test might be intimidating for students, as it creates a conceptual feeling in them that a numerical value as such can determine their placement in college, whether they get scholarships, national merit, or financial aid, and their ability to do well in those core subjects. Let's break down each section in terms of the number of questions as follows. The reading comprehension part has 52 multiple choice questions, writing and grammar with 44 multiple choice questions. The math no calculator has 15 multiple choice questions and 5 free response. The math with calculator has 30 multiple choice questions and 8 free response questions. The amount of questions and their level may pose to be difficult enough, but to push you to your maximum potential to critically think and answer conceptual and comprehension-based questions, the College Board adds a time duration for the test. It is designed so that a student can complete it within 3 hours or 180 minutes. Those timings are as follows. The reading comprehension part will take 65 minutes, writing and grammar, 35 minutes, math no calculator, 25 minutes, math with calculator, 55 minutes. Keep in mind that there will be breaks in between. So for each section of the test, there are plenty of concepts covered. Let's break down the reading and writing section. A student is expected to be able to read through and analyze a total of 6 passages and answer 8 to 11 questions per passage. 4 of these passages range from 50 to 100 lines of evidential text, and at least 2 of these are more data analysis or scientific experiment-oriented and provide data tables or graphs. Individual passages with no graphs or data tables are more literary and require a student to find best-fitting interpretations of given lines from the text, identify vocabulary words and find the best-fitting definition based on context, interpret and identify the author's main idea in the text or with a particular paragraph or sentence, and properly cite evidence by selecting a line or lines from the text that best support their answer to another question. The data analysis-based passages ask these as well, but go further, needing you to find, identify, and describe a longitudinal pattern in the data collected over time, and also interpret a graph and determine the value of a dependent variable as a result of an independent variable. You would need to connect information provided in the graph to that which is provided in the passage. In the writing and grammar section, the College Board expects a student to be able to answer most of these questions quite quickly. The questions in these sections are based on passages as well, but they mainly focus on grammar, punctuation, best-fitting vocabulary in given context, and best-fitting placement of a sentence with respect to the remaining text. Let's break down the math section, shall we? First, we have the no calculator section. Here you will be tested on linear functions, relatively basic heart of algebra, arithmetic, simple data analysis and statistics, relatively basic geometry and trigonometry, inequality expressions and functions, and ratios and simple numeric relationships. For the with calculator section, you will be tested on inferential statistics, polynomial expressions, operations, and functions, more elaborate trigonometry and geometry, which includes circle theorems, triangle congruence, angle relationships, and trigonometric functions and identities, complex numbers and pre-calculus, and interpreting comparative functions and graphs. Students have the option to write an additional essay or not. For the additional essay, students will be provided a short passage and prompt, and the students should formulate a well-structured essay supporting this claim. One passage of 650 to 750 words is provided for the student to read and analyze, being the basis of their essay response. 50 minutes are given for finishing this entire essay portion. The essay is graded, not affecting the overall test score at all, as it is optional on a scale of 1 to 8 points. Now let's sum it all up. There is a charge for this test, but if you have a fee waiver, you can take it for free. Please note that taking the additional essay will be costly as well. It will bring your cost up to about $65. It is extremely important to prepare ahead by studying new concepts and reviewing familiar ones, as well as practicing and test-taking process to get used to the time constraint and quiet environment, which is ideal for taking any sort of test. Here are some resources. The College Board provides their own resource. The Khan Academy provides information and tips, as well as practice questions. Along with the preparatory resources for various other tests such as SAT and AP exams, UWorld provides help for the SAT as well. Unlike some other online resources, access to study material requires payment. There are many books that can help as well. The Princeton Review, Cracking the SAT, Barron's SAT, The Critical Reader by Erica Meltzer, and the Official SAT Study Guide. There is another division of SAT tests administered by the College Board, and these tests are known as SAT 2, or SAT subject tests. These subject tests pertain to numerous subjects like math, science, history, literature, and world languages. Here's a list of all the currently available and actively administered subject tests. Students usually choose to take subject tests that are relevant to a subject area of their interest. For example, an aspiring medical student would typically take a math and a science subject test, while an aspiring law student may be oriented towards taking a history and literature subject test. Lastly, the PSAT, or preliminary SAT, is provided to those in lower grades to help prepare them for the real test. It is provided in these separate formats: PSAT 8 and 9 for 8th and 9th graders, PSAT 10 for 10th graders, and PSAT or NMSQT, which is National Merit Scholarship Qualifying Test, typically for 11th graders interested in learning about and qualifying for scholarships, as this test can qualify a student for National Merit Scholarships. The PSAT 8 and 9 is graded on a much lower range scale. A student can score a maximum of 1440 on this test. Meanwhile, the PSAT 10 and NMSQT grade students up to 1520. The main SAT and subject tests are administered nearly every month throughout the year, except for when the tests are closed for January and February, while the subsidiary PSATs are typically administered in October. But for many well-achieving and successful students, it shouldn't matter when they take the test, as they are probably always prepared for testing and academic work. If you didn't get your desired score, don't worry. You can take it again. Give it your all. Demonstrate your potential and reach as far as you can. Practice, practice, practice. See you soon. Bye.